Okay, so welcome to the first Tuckshop Network meeting of Term 2, 2024. So I think we ran 3 or 4 in Term 1, and we've got this one and another one booked in May. And then we don't have any more booked in as yet, but open to suggestions for further topics. We run these meetings in partnership with Health and Wellbeing Queensland, who provide funding for the Healthier Tuckshop support program. And through that funding, we are required to deliver, I think it was 24 Tuckshop network meetings in the last 12 months, and the one in May will be the last of those. It's been hard work getting that many meetings out. So next year we've negotiated to no more than 12 in the year, because I think Tuckshop conveners don't have time to join 24-hour-long meetings in the year. So let's be realistic and make sure that the topics are really relevant and interesting to get the numbers through, to share all of the good news stories. Okay, so I'm going to go through the presentation. So today we're talking about online ordering systems. And as I mentioned, we've got a guest speaker, Jalen from School24. And I'm just, before Jalen takes the floor, I'll have a bit of a chat about online ordering systems in general, the standard offer arrangement, SOA, through the Department of Education, and what the Department of Education is doing around that SOA, and what sort of, I guess, requirements they're having of online ordering systems going forward. And as usual, it's a very informal space, informal setting, and anyone is welcome to pipe up and ask any questions all the way throughout. When Jalen has finished going through his presentation, there will be some time for questions at the end of the session as well. So hopefully we'll get through it all in enough time to give people plenty of time to ask questions. But first, I just wanted to acknowledgement of country. And today I'm coming to you, instead of Turrbal and Yagara country, I'm coming to you from Gubbi Gubbi country, which is where I'm located currently in Gympie. But QWOS would like to acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of the lands across Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respect to elders past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today. We recognise that Aboriginal peoples and Torres Strait Islander peoples each have their own unique languages, beliefs, cultural practices, traditions and diversity within each culture. So just to introduce myself, possibly most people online have already seen or heard from me, Deanne Wooden. I'm the CEO at Queensland Association of School Tuckshops, but by virtue of it being a very small organisation, I'm also the project manager, project officer. I answer phones, I answer emails, I deliver member services, and it's a very, very busy little role that I do there. My background is that I'm a dietitian / public health nutritionist. I've been at QWOS for just under 3 years now, and it's a fast-paced and, as I say, very busy job. You're welcome to contact me anytime. My contact details are on the screen there, or you can just ring the office number, which is easily available on the QWOS website. And I won't introduce Jalen now. I'll let him do that when we get to his section, but he'll be talking for the most of the meeting today. So, overview of the meeting today, I'll just give you a bit of an update about what's happening at QWOS. We've got a couple of new resources and some training coming up. Talk through the online ordering systems, what the department says about for those systems, a bit of an update on the SOA, or the standing offer arrangement, and then I'll hand over to Jalen to have a chat through the system that he's talking about today from School24. So introducing a new service for QWOS members, and we're actually opening this one up to non-members as well. We're going to be starting doing a mini Tuckshop tune-up service. So what I'm in Gympie for at the moment is a full Tuckshop tune-up, and that service has been in very high demand. So we're currently now fully booked out for Term 2, even though we're only in week 2, and we're starting to book for Term 3 for tune-ups. So, you know, we can't get out to all areas across Queensland. We can't absorb the travel costs, and so that has to be passed on to the school booking the service. So the mini Tuckshop tune-up is also known as a desktop tune-up, where we can do a lot of the analysis for the Tuckshop online, and we can manage information sharing with a couple of meetings with the P&C and the Tuckshop convener, etc. So if that's something that your school or your P&C is interested in, we will be promoting that service fairly soon. But that's to try and help Tuckshops, particularly in regional areas where it's just financially unfeasible for Quast to come out and do site visits. The other new resource that we have available, and this was coming off the back of the highly popular Healthier Drinks Tuckshop Network Meeting. There was really high interest in that, so we thought it's probably a good idea to develop a fact sheet around the best drinks to serve in Tuckshops according to the Smart Choices strategy. So that's a new one that's on our website. If Chrissy hasn't promoted it already on Facebook, I'm sure she will soon, and that will be coming out in our upcoming newsletters as well. We are attending the P&C's Queensland Conference this year, which is coming up very fast, 17th and 18th of May. It's at the Gold Coast again. We go to that conference every year, and this year there is actually a Tuckshop zone in the exhibitor stand. So if you wanted to come and see us and also see other suppliers that are available for servicing Tuckshops, definitely try and get along to the P&C's Queensland Conference. It's at the Gold Coast in the same location it was last year. And hopefully I'll be having a meeting with the not hopefully, it is booked in, Shadow Minister for Education. So the member for Parliament who is in the LNP party. As you know, we're having an election coming up. So it's always a good idea to get an idea of all political parties' views around, their visions for the education sector and their thoughts around Tuckshops in schools. So that's a bit of a strategic thing that we're doing, is to try and meet with not just the current ministers, but also shadow ministers in case of a government change, because, we really rely on our government funding to be able to deliver services. So it's really important for us to understand what is happening in both parties. Now, I'm just getting a little pop-up saying my internet connection is unstable. Okay, hopefully it is. All right. Oh dear. It's not going forward. I'm just going to stop sharing. Can people still see me?
In a frozen frame, yes.
Yes.
Frozen or going now? Can you still see me?
No.
No? Okay. Oh dear, worst nightmare.
Now I can see you.
Sorry?
Yes. I can see you now.
You can?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know, this might sound highly unusual, but I'm going to turn my video off because that takes up a lot of space when you've got an unstable internet connection. So I'm going to stop my video, but hopefully you can still hear me, and I'll go back to screen share, and hopefully you'll be able to see the presentation. Tanya Lee, relying on you to let me know, can you see the presentation now?
Not yet, no.
No, okay. It's saying it's...
Yep, it's come up.
Okay, good. Excellent. Oh, but it's not moving through for some reason for me. I'm going to stop sharing and presentation. Okay.
It might just be a bit of lag, maybe.
Yeah, potentially. Let's share screen again. Okay, can you see that?
Yes. Got
Okay.
upcoming training on the screen.
That's correct. So let me start the slideshow. Okay. All right, so we do have we've booked in our training for term 2 for 2024. So we've got 3 food safety supervisor courses coming up, 13th of May, which is a face-to-face one in Brisbane, and then 2 online courses. So one on Monday, 20th of May, and the next one on Tuesday, 4th of June. We also have online Pathway to Profit course and convener courses. So they're both on a Monday towards the end of May. So the dates are there. We've got a pretty good pipeline of people who are interested in those training courses. So hopefully, if we don't get more than 3 registered, we can't go ahead with those because it costs us more to deliver than what we get in. But if we get at least 3 registered, then those 2 courses will definitely go ahead. All right, so over to the standing offer arrangement for online order systems. So hopefully everyone on the meeting today knows that this SOA is mandatory, which means that P&Cs and schools, if schools are running the businesses like the Tuckshop, are only permitted to choose from the suppliers on the SOA when procuring system. And the idea of an SOA is to provide for group buying for organisations or schools that come under the SOA. So each school doesn't have to go out and negotiate with suppliers. The Department of Education does that on your behalf and then gets the best value for money for the suppliers that can meet all of the requirements for the product or the area that the SOA is covering. So in relation to those requirements, you can have peace of mind that each of the providers that are on the SOA have been assessed against the strict Department of Education requirements in terms of how they manage funds, what their hosting is like, and privacy and security. So that's, again, something that individual P&Cs don't need to do because the Department of Education has done that on your behalf. They also ensure that the providers on there meet the needs of schools and that the Department of Education would monitor their performance over time. So that's the idea of a standing offer arrangement. You may or may not be familiar with the food and beverage standing offer arrangement, which is a similar setup. However, it's not a mandatory one. So, tuck shops can source their goods from any, like their food and beverage and supplies goods from any supplier. But if they choose off the SOA, then the idea is that they would get cheaper prices because it's a group buying situation for that. So the current standing offer arrangement actually expired in 2021. So it's been a while now since it expired. And every time the government does one of these standing offer arrangements, they allow for an extension up to a certain period of time. So the SOA was extended until, and then I got in touch and said, well, when's the new one coming out? And they said, oh, it's been further extended until 28th of February 2023, and then there was another extension until August 2023, and then it was extended until February 2024. Now they're renewing the contracts on a rolling month basis with the suppliers that are on the current SOA, and we're not quite sure when the new one will come out. I've been wanting to work with the suppliers that are on the SOA for some time to run demos for tuck shops and P&Cs so they can get a first-hand experience of how the products work, but I've been trying to put it off until the new SOA is out. But now that I know that there's no set date, I thought, it would be a good idea to start going through and demonstrating some of the products that are available. So that's how we've been working with School24. The department has also told us that they will be developing user buyer guides to be released with the SOA. So that's to help P&Cs make the right decision for their school and their particular circumstances. So, it's likely to be, at the moment, there's 6. I've been told there might be 8 suppliers, but that's still not guaranteed. And the department is going to be writing buyer guides for each of those different suppliers to explain what is the best application for the different systems on the SOA. So now I've got 3 screens with a lot of detail, or 3 slides with a lot of detail. So basically, when all of the suppliers go to the department and say they want to get onto the new standing offer arrangement, there's a whole lot of things that their system must be able to do, that their system should be able to do, and their system may be able to do. So when the department finally chooses the suppliers that are going to be on the SOA, they go through their lists and how well each of the, so some of the things that the suppliers going on to the new SOA must do are listed there on the screen. So they must be able to confirm the order delivered to the account holder, which is the parent. They must have a shopping cart functionality that the parent can go into and view and see what's in their cart and delete items or add more items. They must be able to avoid double payments. So if your internet sort of connection breaks halfway through, or the screen shuts down or whatever, that the system won't take a double payment. They must be able to refund to the original payment method used. They must use a secure payment gateway, be tax compliant, clearly display prices for each item. And for internal users, which is you in the back end, to be able to create, view and edit and update stock items, and then to generate daily order reports. So that's what, that's a brief summary of what the department has said these online ordering systems must be able to do. Things that they should be able to do is account holders being able to view the balance, multiple parent accounts for the same child for situations where parents are no longer together. They should be able to integrate with a point of sale system. They must be able or should be able to edit or cancel orders. You should be able to customize reports coming out of those systems. You should be able to set the days that the tuck shop is closed and have multiple break times, be able to list allergies, or the parent user should be able to list allergies and restrictions. You could have different menus for different days and breaks, and the system should be able to assist with stock management. And then we think it's really great that these online ordering systems, you can upload images, because that's obviously a really important way of marketing your menu to parents and also students. Traffic light signposting. So if you were, for example, to have a menu health check done by Quast, then you could actually put those traffic lights onto your which are the healthiest options. You may be able to print orders onto labels, and for me, that really should be a must, because particularly in primary schools, having those labels is really important. May be able to link to student cards for over-the-counter sales, so the students can just use their cards with the barcode. Have a volunteer roster. Allow the account holder to order in advance, set recurring orders, having spend limits, add notes, and allow part payments and be customizable to the school with branding and logo, etc. on the screen. So there's some of the new some of the requirements of the new SOA going forward. So hopefully all of the systems that are on there going forward will have all of those attributes and capabilities. So I had I've been chatting to, people that I've been seeing out there when I'm visiting tuck shops and speaking over the phone. And I've been asking, well, what do you think tuck shops want or need from these online ordering systems? And often the first things people say to me is, we want minimal fees. We don't want to, particularly families, we don't want families to have to pay high fees to use the systems. You want systems that are really easy to use, that you can do really quickly without too much mucking around. You want control over setting your menus, changing your menus flexibly, changing your pricing when you need. You want reliability in the systems, and if the systems do have an issue, that you want responsive customer services, to be able to resolve your issues quickly. You want easy reporting. You would like these systems to integrate with your stock levels to help with stock taking and, ordering. You want some of you want equipment provided with the system. Some of you have the equipment already. You would like integration with point of sale systems. You would like inclusion of volunteer rostering. So is there anything that I'm putting it out to the floor now, is there anything else that tuck shops would like from these systems that you've heard about, or your current system doesn't do, or that your current system does do, that you think is a really great feature? I'll just put it out there if anyone's got any comments to make about that. Anybody? Or have I nailed it all? Is that all tuck shops want from their online ordering systems?
Hello?
All right. Oh, sorry. Yep. Hi.
Yes, hi.
Can hear
My
you.
name's Diana. I'm from Curramundi State School, TNC. I good.
Hi, Diana.
Good.
Yep.
Hi.
Yes. Yep, we
This is,
can.
an item that we've identified and used on our current system but would like to see on offer on other systems in terms of becoming that choice is to be able to add additional things to the Tuckshop purchasing system, I suppose. So, for example, raffle tickets for fundraising, I don't know, or whatever, let's just say Mother's Day still coming up now.
Yep. So fundraising activities, you'd like to be able to put events and fundraising activities into the system.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all on the one portal, ready for the parents, so they can go in and pay, $5 for X event, or purchase a T-shirt through there for that event. Yeah.
Yep, great. Excellent. Thank you. Anybody else got any ideas?
The current system that we have at our school allows us to do that, put in things that are on special or events and stuff like that. But what we'd like to see is us be able to put limitations on how much someone can order.
Yeah.
That's what
for the students that are ordering huge
Yes.
amounts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can.
Yeah, actually, I might not have put it in the summaries of different capabilities, but one of them was to, I think it was under the May, have spend limits. So is that what you're talking about?
More like for us, we've got especially for our primary, we have a break 1 and a break 2 where they can't purchase snacks and stuff until the second break. So the first break has to be healthy options only. But in second break, say they can order 10 cookies if they wanted to. And the company that we're with at the moment, we've tried to say, is there a way that we can limit them to only say ordering 2?
Yep.
And at the moment, there's nothing there. So they can order as many ice boxes as they want, as many of anything as they want the second break, or really any break.
Yep.
That's where we're trying to cull it down a little bit and try and find a way to say, no, it's a minimum of this, minimum of that, or maximum of this. Just to still keep the tuck shop healthy.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. Good to know. Any others? Nope. Okay. Well, I am going to move on then to, no, there we go. Move over to our guest speaker, Jalen. So, Jalen, I'm going to stop sharing, and then do I need to invite you to share? Invite.
Yeah, you will. It says host disabled participant screen sharing. I'll put the requester in now.
Yep.
No, it's not. Oh, there we go. All righty. Good afternoon, everybody. Can you guys see my screen, Dan?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. I can.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, happy Monday, everybody. Thanks for giving us your time on this Monday afternoon. I know everyone's probably quite busy. My name is Jalen, but feel free to call me Jay. I work within the customer team here at School24. And Quest have invited us along today to give you a little bit of insight into the different Tuckshop offerings that we have available, and also share some insight into who we are. So I thought to get started to just run through a bit of an agenda for how we're going to run the flow of today's meeting. So to get started, we'll go through a little bit of an introduction just to set the scene for who School24 is. From there, we're going to move into a demonstration, which will be the bulk part of today's presentation. We'll start off with the parent side of things before then moving into the Tuckshop backend, or our Tuckshop admin portal. We'll then finish up our demonstration on the Tuckshop POS. And then lastly, we're going to go through a bit of an exclusive offering that Quest and School24 have put together exclusively for statewide meeting attendees, before then finishing up on a bit of a Q&A session. So if you do have any questions, please jot them down and save them till the end. And once we finish, we'll have some allocated time to go through those. So to get started, who is School24? So School24, we're a local Australian online ordering provider. We've actually been in the industry for over 15 years now, so we've got an enormous amount of industry experience. Our founder and managing director was actually, believe it or not, a volunteer in his daughter's school tuck shop. He was a stay-at-home dad and had an IT development background and went through all the challenges that everybody went through, probably 10 years ago, and thought they had to be a better way of doing things, and came up with the prototype of School24. And we're actually the very first online ordering provider in the whole of the country. So, we're quite proud of the fact that after 15 years, we're still relevant in the market and still, a big player providing what we like to think is fantastic services and solutions to schools around the country. Moving forward, we provide 24/7 support, not just for everybody here on this call as administrators of your platform, but also for your parents and students as well. Now, that's a key differentiator of School24, because we'll take care of all parent order queries and order management on your guys' behalf as per your nominated processes. So things like cancelling orders, students sick, need to move an order to a different day, handling late orders after the cutoff, all of that kind of stuff. We can take that administrative burden off your hands. So provides a lot more streamlining there as well. Next, I just wanted to touch on the fact that School24 really can be the one single system for the whole school. So obviously today we're focusing on Tuckshop, but School24 can be that one single system. And I think we had a question about that earlier on, a couple of minutes ago. We can do everything from online Tuckshop, including our very own POS, to online uniform shop. We have a uniform shop, our own uniform shop POS coming later this term, to online events and fundraisers, and also volunteer rostering. Now, one thing that schools love is the fact that each of the different online ordering functions, we can actually support different bank accounts for your P&C. So we can transfer those sales to a different bank account for each business function. Moreover, for events, we can actually transfer the sales to different accounts based on if it's a school event or if it's a P&C event. So it makes it good for the school and P&C to be able to run events within the one platform at the same time. Lastly, for parents accessing School24, we're available on both Apple and Android. We have a free app that's available for download, but it's also available just through logging in on any web browser on any device, just by going to the School24 website. So there's a lot of flexibility for parents there. And then for everybody here as administrators, we're a fully browser-based platform. So you don't have to install any software to get into your Tuckshop backend. All you need to do is jump onto your bookmark URL and you can access from anywhere in the world on any device. Wonderful. So that kind of concludes the introduction piece for today's presentation. I'm going to jump to share my screen now on my other window, and we'll get started with the parent side of things. Now, as I said, School24 can be accessed through apps for the parents, but because I'm on my computer, I'm going to go through the browser today by the School24 website. So we'll just come to the School24 website and click the big login register button at the top here. We'll enter our username and password and then click login. And then we get to the home page of our School24 parent portal as seen on computer. Now, as you can see, we've got 4 different tiles here. Now, we've got one for each of the different modules that we offer. Now, because we are a modular platform, you can pick and choose which modules you use based on your requirements. So you don't have to have everything. But for this particular demo school, we've got it set up for each of the modules. So to order Tuckshop, we'll just come over here and click Order Tuckshop. This is then going to take us to the ordering home screen where the parent can easily see at a glance what the cutoff time for our Tuckshop is. So we've got it as 8:30 a.m. today. We'll select the date that we'd like to order for. We can see that Monday is actually blocked off because we're past the cutoff. So we'll select tomorrow's date, which is Tuesday, and click Start Ordering. Now, when we go to place an order, parents will actually pass through what we call the news announcements page. Now, the news announcements page is a great place where you can post anything you'd like to get in front of parents' eyes. It can be Tuckshop specific, or it can be just general announcements. We tend to see a lot of schools will use this as kind of an extension of the Facebook page. So it's got a lot of many benefits that you can leverage there. So we can see to start ordering, all we have to do is click the hamburger main menu icon, and this actually makes our menu appear. Now we can see that we've actually got first break and second break here. And that's because one of the things that parents love about School24 is the fact that you can actually place orders for both meal breaks at the same time if your school does offer that for online ordering. So we can do first break and second break in one go. So we might do first break first. We might go through to a category, and we can see all of our categories pop up with some nice images. These can be your own images as well. We can also see that we have a few different student names under each product. Now, the reason for that is because another thing that parents love is you can actually place orders for all of your students in one go. So to place an order for a student, it's really as simple as ticking the box next to the student you'd like to add the product for. So we might say that Tom and Lucy would like to have a chicken wrap. And then we might say that Oliver would like to have some rice paper rolls. We can then come back to the menu and proceed to go through and do our second break. We might say Lucy wants to have a chicken burger, and then Oliver and Tom want to have a korma with rice. We'll click the trolley cart icon at the top right-hand side. This will give us a little bit of a summary, and the great thing is that it breaks it up by student as well to make it really nice and easy. So we can see Tom, we've got first break and second break, Lucy, first break, second break, Oliver, first break, second break. We can click proceed to checkout. This then takes us to the final order confirmation page where we can check through everything. We can see that all looks good. So the last step now is to pay. We can either pay with card directly at checkout, or we can pay using our account balance using this account $215 at the top here. So I'll click pay using balance. We can now see that order has been placed successfully and my account balance has gone down to $183. And then I'll now receive an order confirmation sent to my email with the receipt of everything that has been purchased. So that kind of concludes a really quick high-level overview of the parent side of things. Going to progress into the Tuckshop admin now to show you guys our Tuckshop admin portal. So as I said, it's fully browser-based. So all you'd need to do is go to the URL at the top here and then log in with your username and password. So we'll click sign in, and then we can see we get to the homepage of our Tuckshop admin portal. Now we can see it gives us a little bit of information into what's happening in our Tuckshop today. So we can see we've got a today at a glance tile, which tells us our total orders for the day are 43. 27 of those are first break, 16 a second break, and our total sales for the day is 347.20. We see we also have a quick setup tile. This just allows us to make some quick changes in our Tuckshop with a few clicks of a button. We can turn online ordering on or off. We can change our cutoff time, and then we can also change our weekly closure dates as well. Now, if we come over to the left-hand side, this is where all the different functions of our admin portal live, and I'll go through some of those now. So the first one is the dashboard page. The dashboard page is probably where everybody here would spend most of your time if you're a Tuckshop convener on a day-to-day basis, because this is where you would come to prepare your orders. So we can see, again, it gives us some information. We can see our total orders, our total sales. We can see how many orders there are that have allergies for the day. We could view the report if we wanted to. And if we had any comments that had been left on orders, we'd be able to view those as well. We can see it breaks it up by recess and lunch. First break and second break. And then we can see it also gives us our top 5 best sellers for the day by each break, which just gives us a great snapshot into what's popular. We can also see we have some different function buttons on the screen here. Now, these are the different areas where you would go when preparing your orders for the day. So I'll show you through the first one, which is the preparation list. So the preparation list, I'm sure everybody would be familiar with it in some regard, whether it's on screen or written out by hand, just gives us a total tally of all products that have been ordered for each break and a total count of how many of those products have been ordered. Now, if we want to, we can view the students, and we also have a categories filter up the top here. So if ever in your Tuckshop, you have different stations that you want to have an individual prep list for, or maybe you have something like sushi, which gets prepared off-site, you can just use the categories filter to filter the prep list, and then you could just download and print a prep list for one category, like cold snacks or sushi, for example. Next one that we'll have a look at is the orders by class list. So the orders by class list is going to give us a list of all orders for the day, and it's going to group it by class. Now it's going to put the classes in chronological order, so we can see it goes from 1S all the way through to 2F and 3S. And it also tells us our total orders for the day as well, which is 27. You can easily print this via A4 desktop printer, and then that can be used when going through the buckets to just check off that we haven't missed any of the students. Now, the third and final one when preparing our orders for the day is that we would want to print our labels. So School24 is compatible with two types of thermal label printers, both TSC and Dymo. So to print the labels, we just come in here to our labels page, simply click print, and then it would begin printing out of the thermal label printer that we have connected to our machine, our laptop, I should say. Now, one thing that I will point out is School24 will automatically mark whether labels have been printed or not. Now, why this is great is because a lot of our administrators will like to come into their Tuckshop and print orders before the cutoff time. So for example, let's say our cutoff time is 8:30. We could come in at 7:30, print all of our orders for the morning, then go away and start preparing those. Then at 8:35, we can come in, and by default, the system is only going to show us the labels which haven't been printed. So we can easily just print the orders that we know are the new orders that have come in between 7:30 and 8:30, and we're not reprinting any of the old ones. If we did want to reprint, we could just untick this box, and then that would make all of our printed labels appear as well. So we'll come back over to the left here, and I'll just simply talk through some of the other functions. Now, we've got an order history page. This would be a great area to come to if a student came up to the window and said that they didn't get Tuckshop for the day. You can easily check through a list of all orders for the day for both meal breaks by student. We've got an order calendar, which would give us a monthly view of all of our upcoming orders. We can easily order our thermal labels and put an order through. We can issue coupons to parents. Now, this could be as a reward for volunteering in the Tuckshop. We can set up canteen-specific events. Now, these are canteen events. General events would be in our events platform. But I'll come through to the Users tab and click on the Parents page. Now, if we go to the Parents page, we can actually have a look at any of our parents and go through to have a look and manage their account at any point in time. If we click on the parent's name, we can see it'll give us the parent's contact details. It will show us the students that fall under the parent, and then we'll be able to see a full order history for that parent. So if ever a student comes up to the window and says their parent didn't get their Tuckshop, you can come in here and check to see maybe if that parent placed it for next week instead. Now, the other function that I'll show you is we actually have the ability to place orders on behalf of parents, which overrides the cutoff time. So if ever as an administrator, you want to do so, simply just come in and click the date you'd like to order for. We might select today's date, select your parent. We'll do my test parent. We can see the parent's account balance pops up. All we need to do is then click view, and then that makes our menu appear, and we can go through and continue to place an order on behalf of that parent, the same way as the parent does in the parent portal. Now, the only caveat is the parent does need to have balance in their account, but what we would always recommend is if you have the parents on the phone, just simply ask them to do a quick top up while you've got them there, and then let them know you can go ahead and place that order for them. If we continue down the page, we can see students, much the same. That will give us all of our students. We can then come down to menu setup. Now, the great thing about School24 is we don't lock down any privileges with regards to menu setup. So you have full capability to edit everything on your menu, from categories to products and even options. Now, if we come to the products page, you can see to edit, it's really as simple as click edit. And then you have access to edit everything from stock level to the price of the product. You can change the category. You can edit your description. You can actually also set a maximum quantity allowed per order. Now, I think there was a question earlier in the meeting today. You can set if you want students to have a maximum. So if I set this to 2, students would only be able to order 2 per order. We can change which meal breaks available for. We can set up availability dates, and then we've got a whole bunch of food labeling. From the same page, we can actually set up availability date windows. And then we can also upload and edit our products with the click of a button as well. So that makes it super easy too. If we continue down the left-hand side, we can see we have a communication tab. This is where we would come to post our news as we saw in the parent portal. We can send an email to our School24 parents. And then we have a whole bunch of canteen settings, which as administrators, we can change everything and anything with regards to our canteen, everything from holidays to meal break closures, class setup, bank details, all of the above. Now, I'll finish up on reports and show you the reports dashboard. With School24, we have pretty well every report you could ask for out of the box. I won't go through all of them now, but what I will go through is the sales report, because with School24, because we have our own POS, with the sales report, if you are using the POS, this gives you the ability to report for any given time period, all of your sales combined both over the counter and online. So if we select our date period, we might do last week. So we might do Monday the 15th through to Sunday the 21st. It then gives us the ability to choose which sale type we like. So we can either view only our online orders, only our POS sales, or we can view all. So if we click all and click view, this then gives us a report, and we can see for our selected date range, our total sales were 56, our total sales value was 617, and then it actually tells us the breakup as well. So 270 of those were online sales and 347 were POS sales. It'll give us a breakdown. We can sort this list if we want to sort it by POS or online. And then we can also see all of the other details as well. So that sums up the demonstration of our admin backend. Going to progress to go into our Tuckshop POS now. So I'll switch my window. We can see we get to the login screen of our School24 Tuckshop POS, and then you can just log in with the same username and password. We'll click sign in. This then takes us to the home screen of our Tuckshop POS. Now the home screen is where everything lives. So all function buttons, as well as all of our menu categories, live on the home page. So if we'd like to go and place some sales, we first might want to click on a category. This then makes all of our products appear with the same images that we had in our online menu. If we wanted to do it another way, if we go back to the home screen, we can actually use the search product bar. So we might search for the beef burger, for example, click on the product. We can see that takes us straight to the product and highlighted in blue. We can then click to add the product to cart. The sauce pop-up appears. We can select tomato sauce, and we can now see that the cart appears here on the right-hand side. We might want to also add a sausage roll, and then now that's ready to take payment. Now, before we do, we can, if we like, add a discount. As administrators, you guys have full capability to turn discounting on or off within your admin portal, but we won't do it at this point. And then we'll go to proceed to take payment. Now, School24 in our POS, we support 3 different payment options, and I'll talk through each of those now. So the first one is FPOS. All we need to do is just simply hit FPOS. This will then prompt us, please collect $10.30 from your FPOS terminal, then complete the purchase. If you were to go with the Tyro terminal option, you would have the ability to have an integrated FPOS payment. Click complete purchase. That will complete the sale and then take you back to the home page, ready to place the next one. But what we'll do is we'll also show you through cash payment. So if we want to take a cash payment, we'll just simply hit cash. We can see a pop-up appears. We can either manually enter how much we're collecting from the student, $20, or for ease of use, we have a couple of preset buttons here, which we can easily click. So we might say $20. We can see that automatically processes that, calculates the change due. We can see $9.70 due to the student, hand back the change, tap purchase completed, and we're back to the home screen, ready to place the next one. Now, for the third and final payment option, we'll actually pay using a parent or student's School24 account balance. So to do that, we first need to link a student to the sale. So what we'll do is we'll hit this scan/student button. This makes a pop-up appear where if we're a high school, we can either scan the student's ID card with a wireless barcode scanner, or if we're a primary school, or even a high school for that matter, we can just simply search for the student's name. tap Tom Williams, we can see Tom's account pops up. Here we can see the parent's account balance, which is $183.08. We can also see Tom's remaining daily spend limit, which is $2.90. So parents can actually set a daily spend limit for their students from their parent portal, whereby the student is not able to spend any more than that set amount in any given day, and that will reset each new day. So if we go to place an order, we might do homemade spring rolls. We can see Tom's name is now at the top here. Again, we can see the account balance and the remaining daily spend limit. We can then now see that this balance button down the bottom is no longer grayed out and is available for us to select. So we'll click the balance button. This gives us a prompt, charge $1.50 to Tom's Williams account balance, click complete purchase, takes us to the home page, and we're ready to complete the next sale. Now, to finish up the Tuckshop POS demo, I'll show you through the transactions page, as this just gives a full list of all transactions for the day. Now, at any point in time, we can change the date to look at a previous date, but on the screen, it's going to tell us all of the details. It will tell us the sale amount, the payment type, whether it was a refund or a sale, and then it will tell us if it was linked to a student account, the student and the parent's name as well. We can easily refund a sale at any point in time, or we can click to view more, which is going to give us a full breakdown of the sale details. Now, lastly, we can also see at the top here, we've got running totals, which are in real time. So these totals will update at all points throughout the day in real time, and it's going to tell us everything from our total sales to our total refunds, as well as our total cash payments, total FPOS payments, and total payments by account balance. Now, this cash and FPOS is what you would use when doing your reconciliation of your till and your FPOS terminal at the end of a day. However, because this is real time, it can be done at any time. So that concludes the demonstration of our Tuckshop POS. Going to jump back to my presentation now and go through an exclusive offering that Quast and School24 has put together for statewide meeting attendees that have joined today. So firstly, this offer is available for any schools that would like to join both Quast and School24 together. So firstly, it is available to existing Quast members that would also like to join School24, but it's also available for those schools that aren't currently a Quast member that would like to join both Quast and School24 together. So before I go into the offering, we've put together some calculations of some savings for two example school sizes for what would be realized throughout this offer. So in the first instance, we've got a 500 student school with about 450 average weekly orders. Now, if you were to not come on board with the School24 POS, with this offer, you would see a year one savings of $755. And then every year after that, your annual savings would be $655. Now, if you were to come on board with the POS, your year one savings would be $1,400. And every year after that, your annual savings would be $1,300. Now, for the bigger schools here, we've got a 1,000 student school with roughly 950 weekly orders. If you were to not come on board with the POS, you would see a year one savings of $1,415. And then every year after that, your annual savings would be $1,315. However, if you were to come on board with the POS, your year one savings would jump up to $2,040. And then every year following that, your annual savings would be $1,940. Now, you might ask, what does this offering actually look like and what are the fees that are involved? So I'll touch on that now. And firstly, I'll touch on the School24 side of things. So for the online Tuckshop module, there's a 0 sales percentage fee. So we won't charge, like a 2% or 2.9% to your Tuckshop. There's just a 34-cent flexible per student fee. Now, it is on orders, I should say. Now, it is flexible fee in that you can choose how that 34-cent is paid on orders. So whether that's paid by the parent, whether that's paid by the Tuckshop, or whether you want to split it and have it be a combination. For example, maybe it's 24 cents and 10 cents. Now, it is a per student fee. We don't charge per order. So if a parent orders for multiple meal breaks, we're not going to charge an additional service fee for first and second break. Now for the Tuckshop POS, instead of $220 a month, it would be $180 a month. And then for the setup cost, that's going to be half. So there'll just be a one-time initial setup cost of $99. Now, lastly, for the Quast membership annual fees, if you were to not come on board with the School24 POS, you would be eligible for a reduced annual membership fee based on your school size. So you would have reduced rates rather than these ones here. However, if you were to come on board with the School24 POS, you would actually get your Quast membership free. So by joining School24 and taking on School24 POS, you would have no annual Quast membership fees to be a member of Quast and get access to all of the great benefits that being a Quast member has. So as you can see, it's a fantastic offering that Quast and School24 have put together with an enormous amount of annual savings. So any school or administrator that would like to learn more, please feel free to get in touch with School24 on either of our contact methods below. Send us an email or give us a call, or even get in touch with Quast and we can provide some more information around that. So thanks everyone for joining today and listening to a little bit of who School24 is. Going to hand over the floor back to Deanne now to take some questions and have a bit of a Q&A session.
Thanks very much, Jalen. That was great.
Oh, I think you're freezing up a bit there, Deanne. Tanya, is Deanne freezing for you as well, or is that my internet?
Really lovely to see.
Yeah, she's frozen.
She's frozen?
Yep.
Oh, Deanne, we haven't got you there. I think it's internet troubles.
It's like she's rapping.
Okay, that's all right. Look, while Deanne's coming back, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat now. While everybody's entering their questions into the chat, I will go through a few frequently asked questions that we have put together based on what we often get asked. So the first one is with regards to the School24 Tuckshop POS. Do we need to purchase any hardware or terminals to use the School24 Tuckshop POS? So the answer is no. The School24 Tuckshop POS can just be simply used on any iPad or tablet, Android tablet as well. That's because it is just used through an internet browser. So, you know, if the Tuckshop convener is sick and maybe they have the iPad at home, you can actually log into the Tuckshop POS from any device. So any tablet, any laptop. If you do want to have a full terminal, we can provide that as well, but it's not required. Okay, cool. The next question that we had put together was with regards to order management. So what kind of assistance can School24 provide with respect to Tuckshop order management? So we can do everything for you guys from placing orders on your behalf after the cutoff time to canceling orders on the morning of delivery. Parents can get straight in touch with us and we can follow your nominated business processes for what you would like to do with each request. To give you an idea, we actually, funnily enough, had one of our schools call us this morning after having an electrical failure in their tuck shop over the weekend. So this particular school actually requested that we cancel all parents' orders for the day and then call and email all those parents just to let them know what has happened and then fill them in on that. Is there any questions in the chat? I can see. No questions. Thank you. I'd be interested in more financial reports. Yep. If you'd like to have a more detailed demonstration, feel free to get in touch with either us or Quast, and we can definitely go into a little bit more depth, profit and loss that take into account our full service costings. was that Jenny? Would you be able to just elaborate on do labels print on a roll or sheet? So our labels are printed via thermal label printer, so they print on a label roll. And because they're thermal label printers, you don't have to replace the ink because it just does it by thermal means. I mentioned it earlier, but we're compatible with 2 types of thermal label printers. So the first one is TSC brand printer, and then the second one is the Dymo brand printer. We've got a question here. Is the system compatible with other existing POS? So look, you can definitely use another POS alongside School24 in parallel. However, there would be no direct integration. So you would have your separate reports in whatever your POS system is, and then you would have your separate reports in School24 for your online ordering. If you wanted to then combine your sales, you would need to manually do that by downloading your reports from each of the respective systems. However, the benefit of using the dedicated School24 POS is that you have everything together because it's not actually an integration, it's part of the one single system. You can do combined reporting for both online and over-the-counter sales at any point in time. Another question. Are the labels free to order? No, so the labels aren't included as part of that 34 cent flexible fee per order. That would be an additional cost per label roll based upon whether you're using the Dymo label printer or the TSC label printer. I think for Dymo labels, they're about $15 per 220 label roll. And for TSC labels, they're $19 per 500 label roll. We've got another question here from Jenny. Our current POS allows us to enter orders, purchase of goods, and invoices to provide profit and loss information. Can we print annual reports, stock take? Yes, you can definitely print annual reports, stock take, all of that kind of stuff. With regards to purchase of goods, cost of goods price, that's actually something that we're looking at launching shortly. At the moment, there's no ability to enter your cost of goods for a product into School24, but that's something that's on our roadmap, which we should have released hopefully by the end of term 2 this year, or current term, I should say. We're in term 2 already. Okay, cool. Any other questions that anybody has before we wrap it up? I'm just seeing if Deanne has come back on. Okay. Where does the money sit if they, yep, there's a question that's come through from Jenny again. Where does the money sit if the parents have balance on their account? So School24 holds all the funds. So we run on what we call a sales transfer model. So we hold all of the top ups and then we simply transfer your Tuckshop sales on a weekly basis. Did I hear someone else talk? Was there another question there that someone was trying to ask? Okay, fantastic. Well, if there's no other questions for the day, then we'll see if Deanne's come back on yet and if we should wrap it up. Just going to have a look through the chat one last time to see if there's any other questions before we wrap things up for the day. Okay, I think we've covered everything. So if there's no other questions, thank you everybody for your time today. If you would like to learn more about what School24 has to offer, have some information sent out to you, or possibly even have a more in-depth demonstration of the School24 platform. Obviously today was just a very high level overview. please feel free to get in touch with either School24 directly or get in touch with Quast, and we can have someone get in touch and organize to have some more information sent out to you. Thanks everyone for attending today. We're very grateful for giving up your time on Monday afternoon, and we hope you have a fantastic rest of your week and week 2. Bye for now.
Thanks, Joe.
See ya.
That's it.